Good afternoon and welcome to Cap Village. For viewers who may not know you, please introduce yourself and tell us what inspired you to run for Orange County Clerk of Courts.
Good morning. My name is Terrell Thomas, and what inspired me is a deep-rooted connection to the clerk's office that spans over 20 years. I consider myself a son of the clerk, as I started when I was 18, and I left a great impression among the users in the organization, the public we serve, and even the leadership. And so that to me is family. That drives a desire to return and to lead the organization that has led me for so many years, to lead the organization into the future.
The Clerk of Courts serves as the official record keeper for courts while also providing many public services. How would you describe the importance of this office to the everyday lives of Orange County residents?
Very, very important. Well, first off, it's a very, very complex administrative organization. It takes a great degree of attention to detail and through a plethora of different types of knowledge as it relates to the functions of the clerk, dealing with cases and so forth and so on. The importance of that is so very, very important because we have to be accurate record keepers. We are entrusted by the state of Florida, Article 5 in the Constitution, to be an office that is efficient, transparent, and earns the trust of the residents and the constituents of Orange County. So it's very, very important that we have accurate records because the courthouse, even though it is part of the Courts and Justice Hub, a very, very main part of the Courts and Justice Hub. People come to the courthouse from all over to do business, from getting a marriage license to a passport to filing a case. It is what I think is an economic driver in this local economy. So the trust and the accuracy is very, very important. So I see that as a main opportunity to stay very, 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 very strictly aligned with excellence and accuracy.
What professional and personal experiences have prepared you to lead an office that manages millions of court records and serve thousands?
So professional and personal experiences, it all relates back to service. So I'm serving in my professional life, I'm serving in my personal life, and service is the core element of what we do at the Clerk of Courts. We're here to serve. We are public servants. We have to have the heart of a servant leader. So that is number one, just serving in any capacity in my life, either professionally or personally. Secondly is I have worked in the private sector and with court systems in software development companies and other organizations that deal with court proceedings, elected officials, you name it. I've been across the board, across the country, implementing systems, understanding the business processes behind what each organization does and how they do it. I've been in the system configuring things. I've been in the system fixing things. Sometimes there are issues that occur that are very, very critical, and it takes a degree of expertise to come to the table with a solution, or at least start designing a path to resolution. I've been on the great side of it. I've been on the not so great side of it, and so I think the blend of being in the private sector, understanding the inner workings of how other organizations do what they do and how it relates to the clerk's office allows me to see other areas that I may be able to bring to the clerk's office that are great practices, or maybe some things that maybe are not so good that we should stay away from. So I think that blended experience of the system, the implementation of the system, the safeguarding of the system, and just working across the board with other folks who are related to the court system in whatever area of expertise they have, and just also working with different personalities and leadership styles. I think that blend is a good thing coming into this role.
Customer service is a major part of the clerk's office, helping residents with everything from marriage licenses and passports to traffic citations and court filings. How would you ensure that every resident receives efficient, respectful, and accessible services?
There's an old saying that says, everything starts at home. So at home, being in the clerk's office, in the culture, it's baked. That level of service should be baked into our culture, and that is one of the other catalysts, the main drivers for me jumping into this race. Is not that this doesn't exist, but I have a perspective on the culture that I'd like to bring to the organization. And so it's a part of a vision that I have called Clerk Forward. So you'll hear a lot of that. Clerk Forward comprises of three supportive pillars, and that's culture. We'll invest in our people. We will train future leaders and instill in them great customer service display to our customers and residents. Practices. Great customer service practices to our customers and residents, not only to our residents, but internally to each other. So having it a part of the foundation is key, and to continue to build on that foundation, having ways to measure it and critique it and empower it and just make it as good as we can make it for our residents that come in and do business with the clerk's office on a daily basis. So having that vision as a standard in the organization, I think is a huge will have a huge impact on sustaining that level of service.
Technology continues to transform government services. What opportunities do you see to modernize the clerk's office while maintaining security and protecting sensitive records?
So I think we have to be in tune with what better technology is, or what a better what would enhance our office from a technological standpoint. And I think knowing that the day and age that we live in, where there's a lot of mobility, I mean, everything's in the palm of your hand, in your phone. I think looking at that and understanding that connection with the question, asking the questions, what are we doing? Asking the questions, what's working, what isn't, and what do we suggest for change? And so that's my perspective as part of my vision, as part of the modernizing the clerk's office, which I put under an initiative called Future Ready, is to just do the research, understand where we are, and make those adjustments, create a plan or a framework around those needs, whether it be in the community or with our judicial partners or whoever's connecting and doing business with the clerk. One specific thing I would say would be an app, a simple app that you can use to do business with the clerks, whether it be making a payment, filing a case, or whatever it may be. As simple as that, and it aligns with how things are in society today in terms of making things. We're in a microwave society: faster, quicker, better, more efficient. So those are ways. That's just one way to encourage and increase technology as it relates to the clerk's office.
Many residents interact with the court system during difficult moments in their lives. How would you work to make the clerk's office more accessible and easier to navigate for people who may not have legal experience?
Yeah, that's a good one, because it's so true. It's so apparent, and it's definitely not anything new this day and age. I would say one thing is to continue those services that are available, like the self-help center and services like that, where we can accommodate folks who have less fortunate circumstances. And that's part of the office, the empathetic part of the office, which goes into our culture again. And another pillar is community. So that it actually segues into that. Community is making the clerk's office more accessible. Maybe it's us going to them instead of them coming to us. Maybe going in their environment and maybe creating a pop-up station where, we scope out communities that might be underserved, or where there's an understanding of this area of town, or this demographic of people who could really benefit it from our services more than others. We go to them. We say, hey, listen, don't worry about it. We're coming to you for this select amount of time. Here's where we're going to be. We can serve you here. Or when they, I'm sorry, getting off my train of thought here. Let me go back. So as we talk to folks more and we measure this, and we assess the needs, we then begin a strategic planning around additional services and products that we can offer these residents of Orange County who are less fortunate. So I think there's a proactiveness, and there's a reactiveness, but then there's a proactiveness, because we now understand what those challenges are and how we can help better serve those residents.
Transparency and accountability are essential in public office. What steps would you take to ensure the clerk's office remains open, efficient, and accountable to the people of Orange County?
So I just to be transparent myself, the clerk's office does a phenomenal job of that already. And again, I have deep roots in the clerk's office. I've worked for 5 administrations, and I've always seen transparency as a high priority. And so part of that is the report to the citizens of Orange County. That is, I believe it's an annual report, and it does just that. It is an act of transparency in the publication that shows where our dollars are going. It shows how we're what internally, how we're evolving and maturing in the organization, how that's impacting the community, where the funding is going, is there a surplus, is there a deficit, so that is something that has been continuous through the years, which is a great thing. Even me going in as clerk, should I be elected as clerk, would be part of the norm. That is just a normal thing that puts Orange County high on the map for efficiency and setting the standard. I don't know if you remember, but this organization won a prestigious award years ago called the Sterling Award. It is the highest standard that a business or an organization can receive. And so I would say just continuing in that vein, continuing to put as much information as we can in those publications. One of the things I would like to do is make things more digital, bring a digital dashboard to the citizens, where they could go into our site and access information in real time to see where the progress that we're making, and to be able to view those things that are appropriate for the public, which that's any and all things. And so I think just having those, continuing what we've been doing, looking at ways to make it more efficient and more impactful, and looking at expanding it from a digital sense.
As Orange County continues to grow, the demand for court services will also increase. How would you prepare the clerk's office to meet the needs of a larger and more diverse population?
Well, I think we have to look at constantly assess our day-to-day. So we have to have a cadence in a team where we're constantly looking at what we're doing well, what we need to improve on, and any suggestions to bring additional change to the office. And so with a growing population, that's very, very essential, because as people continue to do business with the courthouse through the web or in person, we have to stay efficient. We have to also be mindful that we're scaling. We have to do more with less, meaning we have to be so efficient that we can run a process that's 2 steps less than what it was previously. So I think just understanding scaling, understanding that we must get better. Continuous improvement isn't just when something goes wrong. It's consistent. It is being proactive and planning. So in my plan, my clerk forward plan, we will we will be as efficient as we can from an operations side. And that's, again, that there will be programs in place to empower folks to use their voice and to bring to the table the ideas and these great initiatives that will continue to keep us the standard in the state of Florida. And so, yeah, understanding scaling, understanding just being proactive about continuous improvement, and continue to act on those initiatives.
What do you believe distinguishes you from other candidates in this race, and why do you believe you're the best person to serve as the next Orange County Clerk of Courts?
Great question. One I will answer with great pride. I have been blessed to serve under 5 clerk administrations. And that is very significant because it does speak to my roots, as we talked about earlier. There's genuine roots, there's genuine emotional connection to this office. I love what the office stands for. I love the institution. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the institution first. Secondly, the leadership that has made the sacrifices to come through and serve and to lead people up to, a point to where there was a transition. And so I've been able to be around 5 of them. And during that time, I've been inspired. I've been able to connect with senior leadership and be mentored by leadership. And so it created a future opportunity, which I do not see it as ambition. This is a calling. And so I am just here answering the call. And so working for through those administrations and spending years building relationships that I consider lifelong, I believe is very powerful and very meaningful to the residents of Orange County and to the voters to say, I have a true connection to this office, and I have a track record of being able to contribute in a great way. I spent all my years in technology supporting the organization, building relationships, like I said, bringing solutions, working with the vendor during implementations, during configuration, during go lives, a lot of experience across the board. And so there's there's the relationship piece, and then there's the leadership and the technology piece, where again I've had the private experience. So I've spent 7 years in the private sector, really honing my skills and really looking at the inner workings of the court system and how very important it is to understand what opportunities we can bring through that functionality, how we can expand, how we can make our current operations more automated, more more in line with tech and efficiencies, and just in the name of getting things done in just a better way overall. So that experience, along with my emotional, I keep saying emotional, but my personal connection with the clerk's office makes me a great candidate, because there's a natural zeal to want to serve. There's a natural zeal to want to lead. There is just many opportunities to really build the clerk's office from a culture, community, and a modern technology perspective. And so that makes me one of the, if not the best candidate to be elected clerk of court.
Finally, what message would you like to leave with the Orange County voters, and why are you asking for their support in this election? Great.
So Orange County voters, all constituents, the electorate, everyone, hear ye, hear ye. So what I want to convey is listen, I'm in this race because I want to make a difference. It is a calling. I want to answer that call, and I want to continue serving from where I left off 7 years ago. So I left I may have left what I call the ivory tower, the actual courthouse complex, but I never left the clerk's family. So I am excited to build new relationships, to continue on, to reconnect with folks that I've connected with years ago, that are still in the organization, in the institution. That is the type of longevity I like to see, and I want to bring to the organization. I want to make the culture so so inspiring and so I wanted to make it so engaging that the Orange County Clerk of Courts becomes a place where a safe place where you can come in and you can serve, and you can serve gladly, and you can serve well, and you'll have an employee recognition program that will call out your accomplishments, and we will have an opportunity to celebrate you. So that from an internal perspective, that means that we increase our level of service delivery. So for the residents of Orange County, I'm going to be engaged in building the culture and increasing that level of engagement with our employees. And so you get to have an even better experience. You get to have a meaningful interaction, whether it be a good reason you're coming or not so good reason you're coming. We will have a culture that is here for you. Also, I am a forward thinker to my heart. I will be constantly looking and seeking ways. Obviously, I don't know, not obviously, but I will be seeking ways in line with the being financially conservative for this office to bring more efficiencies, to look at the fiscal budget, to look at the budget and slice that fiscal pie up in a way that benefits all across the board. You being the residents who are trusting me in this position, should you elect me, I will start on day one. I will do an organizational assessment and find out right away where our strengths are, where our weaknesses are, and start putting a plan together to bridge any gaps. So I am going to be hands-on, engaged from day one with a plan called Clerk Forward, which is people first, community focused, and future ready. Looking forward to your vote on November 3rd.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us at Cap Village, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.